Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
Moving into Great-Aunt Rosalind Sweet's old house felt like stepping into a time capsule. Dust motes danced in the slivers of sunlight piercing through heavy drapes, illuminating furniture draped in white sheets. Rosalind had been a recluse, and her home, tucked away on a forgotten cul-de-sac, reflected a life lived in quiet solitude. As Clara Schaefer, barely out of my 20s and craving a fresh start after a particularly messy breakup, the isolation initially felt like a blessing. Among her few personal effects, I found a small, tarnished silver locket in a velvet-lined jewelry box. It was surprisingly heavy, with a grotesque, almost watchful eye engraved on its surface. The accompanying note, written in Rosalind's elegant, spidery hand, simply read, "For Clara, it wards off loneliness. Keep it close." It felt cold against my palm, but as soon as I clasped it around my neck, a strange warmth spread through me. It was comforting, like a silent companion, and the crushing loneliness I had felt since the breakup seemed to lessen. I wore it constantly. At first, the house's quirks were charming. A creaking floorboard here, a door ajar there. I would sometimes find a book I had been reading moved from the bedside table to the living room armchair, or a teacup left on the kitchen counter instead of the sink. I attributed it to the house settling, or perhaps my own forgetfulness. The faint whispers I occasionally heard in the dead of night, like dry leaves skittering across wood, were just the wind. Then came Dylan Zimmer, a neighbor from 2 houses down. He had shown up one afternoon with a potted plant and a warm, easy smile, introducing himself and offering help if I needed anything. He was kind, attractive, and exactly the kind of connection I knew I should make. But as he spoke, a distinct chill radiated from the locket against my chest. The whispers grew louder, clearer, saying, "He is not to be trusted. He wants something, be careful." I felt an irrational surge of suspicion, a strange aversion that was completely out of character for me. I thanked him curtly, and he left, looking slightly confused. That night I found the potted plant he had left on my porch, its ceramic pot shattered, dirt scattered everywhere. The plant itself was torn to shreds, as if ripped apart by something furious. I told myself it must have been a stray animal, but the locket felt hot against my skin, humming with a disturbing, almost triumphant warmth. The whispers in my head were clearer now, saying, "He will not bother you again. We will keep you safe." I tried to take the locket off. The silver felt welded to my skin. Panic set in. I tugged harder until the chain dug into my neck. A searing pain erupted, and when I finally managed to loosen it enough to glimpse my skin, a red, angry rash had formed in the exact shape of the locket. The whispers turned accusatory, asking, "Why do you want to cast us aside? Do not you want to be safe?" Sleep became a terrifying landscape of dreams where shadowy figures stalked me, only to be driven away by a fierce, protective presence that felt like the locket itself. When I woke, the house felt alive, every creak and groan a watchful gaze. Peripheral shadows danced in my vision, just out of focus. The whispers became constant companions, echoing every thought, affirming every doubt about the outside world, saying, "They only hurt you. We are all you need. We understand." Dylan, bless his persistent soul, tried again a few days later. I heard his car pull up, his footsteps on the porch. Then a knock, tentative at first, then more insistent. The locket burned against my skin. The whispers turned into an enraged chorus, no longer just inside my head, but resonating through the very walls of the house, screaming, "Get out! Leave her alone! You are not welcome!" A wave of pure, unadulterated fury surged through me, not my own, but entirely overwhelming. I stomped to the front door, my hand instinctively clutching the locket, and screamed at the top of my lungs. "Leave! Get out! Do not you ever come back!" I did not recognize my own voice. Dylan staggered back from the door, his face a mask of shock and hurt. I saw him retreat, almost run, back to his car. The engine roared to life, and he sped away. The house fell silent. A heavy, profound quiet descended. The locket cooled slightly, still humming, but now with a soothing, possessive warmth. The whispers returned, soft and comforting, saying, "See, we kept you safe. We always will. You are ours now." I sank to the floor, my breath ragged, a terrifying calm settling over me. I looked at the tarnished silver locket, glinting in the dim light, its engraved eye seeming to pulse with a knowing warmth. I felt a horrifying sense of peace. I am alone in the house now, just me and the locket, It rests against my chest, a constant, comforting weight. It hums ever so faintly, a lullaby of solitude. The outside world no longer feels threatening. It simply does not exist anymore, not in any meaningful way. It was never safe out there anyway. The locket knows what's best. It protects me. It always will. The whispers never truly stop, but they are not frightening anymore. They are just company, and I am never, ever alone.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.